In this current state, I am sick of myself. I am sick of my excuses and I intend to dramatically change my mindset. And even though that sounds negative towards myself, I'm currently really optimistic because I feel like I've just figured out why I've not been feeling so great. At some point, I convinced myself that I've run out of time. Almost every day that I'm alive, I discover something new that I'm interested in. And it's supposed to be fun and exciting, but it actually fills me with terror because every new thing that I'm interested in takes time to learn and then even more time to practice. So I had started to feel like there was this race against the clock, and I denied myself new interests because I thought that I hadn't fully explored my old interests. I realized that the urge for exploration is never gonna die. And you know, it seems obvious when I say it out loud, but when we do things like we mentally separate ourselves from children because we think children haven't experienced enough life and someone has to teach them how to live it. And the one thing that all kids have in common is the fact that they are so full of wonder. And that wonder fades a little bit when you discover taxes and crimes against humanity. In my mind, I thought all children are full of wonder, and then as you grow older, you pick like 3 interests and you stick to them. Incorrect. The longer I am alive, the longer the list of aspiring accomplishments. The longer I am alive, the more ridiculous my fears sound. I was listening to someone speak the other day and they were talking about patience, you know, the thing that I am lacking. And they said anyone that is scared of getting older gets older and then nothing happens. If you're scared of turning 40 years old, you'll turn 41 and realize that you didn't run out of time, and then you'll make 50 the new 40 to be scared of in your mind. I mentioned my absence of patience to someone that I was with the other day, and he asked me, has anyone you've ever known ever run out of time? And I replied, no, but people have run out of spirit. I think I'm fearful of losing my gusto because people who have lost their zest for life usually have experienced more of life. But if I was to rationalize this in my head, I would recognize that one of 2 things can happen. Let's say I want to play the ukulele. Scenario 1, I practice regularly and I enjoy learning chords and learning music. Let's say 5 years have passed and my skills have improved. Scenario 2, I think I'm too old to learn and so I don't try. 5 years still pass and I am denying myself the experience of learning, but ignoring an interest doesn't disintegrate the desire that you have towards it. In both scenarios, 5 years still pass. The more I learn, the more I realize how much there is to learn. By removing the timelines I put on myself, I'm taking myself out of my own box. The reason why I'm tired of myself is because I sound like a broken record talking about this. I won't deny that ageism is real, and I won't deny that it disproportionately affects women. But when we tell ourselves that we're too old to do something, we're actually giving ourselves a great reason not to try. And I'm tired of excuses. I'm no longer going to deny myself curiosity. I'm actually really embarrassed to admit that's what I've been doing. Instead of denying myself curiosity, I am going to document me trying all of the things that I'm curious about. So if you want to see how that goes, you should subscribe. Some days I'll be doing things that I usually do, and other days I'll be doing things that are completely outside of my comfort zone. I am not going to mention which one is which, and the reason why I won't say is because explaining why I'm not good enough at something is just another safety net. I won't be apologizing, I'll just be existing, and hopefully it will be entertaining. It is the last day of 2021. Just before Christmas, my friend came to visit me and we went to this really nice bar that was on a rooftop. And then when we came back home, we played this game that my friend introduced me to. I'm actually 90% sure that I'm doing this wrong, but it is New Year's Eve, and so I have permission to have random bits of glitter on my face if I want to. My friend Aziza showed me this game and it's called We're Not Really Strangers. We've played it together a few times and I love it so much that I make almost every guest in my house play this game, and I just brought it for my sister for Christmas as well. We're Not Really Strangers is a purpose-driven card game. 3 carefully crafted levels that allow you to create meaningful meaningful connections with friends, family, a significant other, and even a complete stranger. So my friend and I came home and we played this game all throughout the night, maybe up until about 3 a.m. And most of the cards are questions, but when we decided we were getting tired and we wanted to go to bed, the last card we picked up was a wild card, and this is a card that makes you do an activity. The card says, write down a goal for this year, fold an exchange, hold each other accountable. I actually chose emotions as my goal. The feelings that I want to make my primary emotions for this new year are connected as a trilogy. When it comes to New Year's Eve, I always think it's a great time for reflection. People are always so excited to set New Year's resolutions, and we know the most popular one is always to get back into the gym. And I think it's great. I think it's important to set intentions, but I feel like there needs to be more of a balance between acknowledging your future aspirations and acknowledging your current accomplishments. So every year when it comes close to the 1st of January, I take myself through the 12 months that I've just lived in my mind, and I write down every single thing that I have achieved, whether it feels big or small, on a piece of paper. I won't read them all because that would be severely uninteresting, but in 2021 I have moved to a different city, worked on commercial campaigns, performed in a play, toured that play, started a new job, and I have committed myself to relearn patience and document my days doing it.
We have the classic New Year's Eve moment of rushing to get to the place.
We are rushing
seconds before.